Avtar Meher Baba ki jai. I will start sharing. Okay, let's start with the seven realities today. Uh, Ashok ji, why don't you start with it and then
Yeah,
we'll continue. Yeah.
Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai, the seven realities: existence, love, sacrifice, renunciation, knowledge, control, and surrender. I give no importance to creed, dogma, caste, or the performance of all religious ceremonies and rites, but to the understanding of the following. 1. The only real existence is that of the one and only God, who is the self in every finite self. 2. The only real love is the love for this infinity God, which arouses an intense longing to see, know, and become one with its truth, God. 3. The only real sacrifice is that in which, in persons of this love, all things, body, mind, position, welfare, even life itself, are sacrificed. The only real renunciation is that which abandons, even in the midst of worldly duties, all selfish thoughts and desires. 5. The only real knowledge is the knowledge that God is the inner dweller in good people and in so called bad, in saint and in so called sinner. This knowledge requires that God is the inner dweller in good people and in so called bad, in this knowledge requires you to help that all help all equally as circumstances demand without expectation of reward. When compelled to take part in a dispute, to act without the slightest trace of enmity or hatred, to try to make others happy with brotherly or sisterly feeling for each one, and to harm no one in thought, word, or deed, not even those who harm you. 6. The only real control is the discipline of the senses to abstain from indulgence in low desires, which alone ensures absolute purity of character. 7. The only real surrender is that in which poise is undisturbed by any adverse circumstance, and the individual, amidst every kind of hardship, is resigned with perfect calm to the will of God. I read the first line again because I think I made a mistake. I give no importance to creed, dogma, caste, or the performance of religious ceremonies and rites, but to the understanding of the following seven realities. Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai, given by Meher Baba in 1952. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba, Jai Baba. Thank you very much. So, uh, welcome back to this session. And this is what we were talking about before we started recording. It's a beautiful scan. Even uh, the public copy in the electronic library in the trust website does not carry this, and that's why I requested Sanjay ji. Earlier, he had done some beautiful scans of glow. See, the flatbed scanner gives the best result when you put it on the machine. So that's exactly what happened. Thank you very much. What Anyway, we'll talk about this more another day. So what I would like to do is this is uh, a work of research, right? So what has happened here is quite a bit of research. What I'm tempted, and I hope all of you will support me in this, is to use the to make basically multiple slides that cover all the aspects that are there in this one slide. So this looks like a crowded and confused representation, but it's not. It's very, very thorough and detailed. It's just that it packs everything into one. So if we can break it up, it'll be amazing, and it'll be useful to everybody, including in that process, it'll be a good learning experience for all of us, which is part of my motivation. Anyway,
Yeah.
so with
Karthik,
yeah, yeah,
if I may add,
yeah,
you're right. This is a summary of of various parts, important parts of God speaks, and if you if the academician in me comes up or the student in me comes up, it's good for learning, even for those who are initiated into reading of God speaks. It's a chart which you can go back to and refer and learn where we are reading or what is being mentioned. So it's a and as a student, what happens is that one chart gives all. You can of course
yes,
make powerpoints and other slides on this, but the, for a student or for even those who are on the journey on God speaks, I personally feel that this gives a full synopsis or a summary of God speaks.
yes.
Jai.
No, it's not just God speaks, right? So if you look at this part, is not covered in God speaks at all. This is all from Wayfarers. If you look
Which
at
part?
this part, the left bottom,
Okay, okay.
left bottom is not covered. No mention of this is there in the supplements. I mean, maybe some references, right? So and
Yes,
so it's a compendium across Baba's works, and
yes,
it has Baba's approval, and hence we should internalize this, learn this rather, right? So anyway,
yes.
uh, let's go back to what we are supposed to do today. So um, we are on page 274, right? And we continue from this is the Andhra trip. So we ended with the song, if you remember, Namo Meher Baba. And now let's continue. Why we sang that? Because we encountered the reference to that song in the reading in the last week. With that, let's
I
get
just got
started.
that song in Telugu also, the original script. In
Oh,
one of the
okay.
song book I was reading, it was
Uh-huh.
written, though typed in Hindi, but the
Okay.
fonts are Hindi, but it is in Telugu. Yeah, Jai Baba.
Okay. Okay. By the way, I was hoping even till yesterday that Mr. Marisha would confirm the schedule for joining us. He has not, but he did mention he was traveling all the weekends. He's very active on the discourses circuit in the sense that discourses as a verb, so not as the book. So he goes and talks about Baba books at multiple places, runs seminars and so on. He comes every Monday, I mean, every first Sunday to Bangalore, and he does a 2.5 hour session on discourses. I've attended a few of those. So anyway, when he confirms, I will let all of you know in advance, and probably also we will promote it a little bit so others can also enjoy that live session where he talks about his father, his that Burrakata art form, and also the song itself. Okay,
What was his
let's continue.
father's name? Do you know?
Yes, his father's name is Bhaskara Rao. He's from Tadepalli Gudam.
Yeah, yeah,
His
Bhaskar Rao. Okay, okay.
Bhaskar
He,
Rao
Bhaskar Rao himself wrote a lot of Telugu songs also.
songs. Yes, he told
Jai
me.
Baba.
He told me. But this one is written by his elder brother, Bhaskar Rao's elder brother.
Okay. Yeah.
Namo no Herma Baba. Okay,
Jai Baba, Karthik, one question. Are these
sure.
sessions in Bangalore uh, also
No, they
online?
are not. I don't think so. I don't
Okay,
think
okay.
so. I don't think so. Yeah. They were putting it
Yeah,
up
before
online.
you started. Yeah,
Hmm.
sorry. Last a few days, 2 3 days, I've been reading a book of R.S.N. Murthy, who was one of the
Okay.
stalwarts of Andhra Pradesh, and then as we are reading about Baba's visit to Andhra Pradesh, there is a lot of, I am into a lot of Andhra uh, activities which happened in 1950s, 55s, and 60s, and early first coming of many of the stalwarts of Andhra into Baba's fold, and how it all evolved. I have I have posted the book cover on our Telegram channel, and then anybody interested should try to find out about that book and get it. I don't know how do I have it. I had a bag which my wife gave it to me where it is kept here. Can you keep it properly? And I opened it and I found this book. I don't know where did I buy. Jai Baba. Person
Okay.
I gave me.
RSN Murthy. Okay.
R.S. and
The
Murthy. Yeah. Jai
lamp
Baba.
that.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah,
okay. Isn't
yeah,
looks like a recent publication.
yeah, yeah. It is 3-4 years back probably.
Okay.
So it gives an idea how things evolved in the early 60s and 70s in Andhra. And there are many stories which are quite heartwarming. Yeah, Jai Baba.
I am
And there is
sorry to
also a
say
mention
that,
of which is
yeah,
a matter of research. I will try to find out is the first recording of the LP in the recording, the LP recording of Madhusudan's Adi Sachetan Aarti was done by R.S.N. Murthy in a studio in Mumbai. So
okay.
that's the first recording of any Baba bhajan or anything, and that's something that we should try to find out if it is still available. Jai Baba.
Very interesting.
Somebody must be
Thanks for,
having, yeah, Jai Baba.
yeah, absolutely. Bombay
Yeah,
Center may know something more about it.
yeah,
So
yeah,
good area of research. Thank
yeah.
you.
Jai Baba.
Thanks for sharing this book and its details. So let's dive into the book then. Any volunteers to start reading, or shall I read for some time? Or
I'll start if it's okay.
yeah, please.
Is my voice, I mean, sound clear?
Yes, please go ahead. From his.
Avatar, Mere Baba ki jai. From his alphabet board, Baba also declared the following message. I feel very happy to be amongst you all today. My message since eternity has been of love. God alone is real, and to know Him, we must love Him. God resides in us all equally. He needs our silent love within. We can also love Him by loving our fellow men. If we love God honestly, all our doubts and worries vanish. I give you all, I give you my blessings so that through love you can see me in everyone and everything. Footnote 101. The Awakener, Volume 1, Number 3, page 12, 1954. At Nidara Hall, after the public programs, Baba visited two houses of his dear ones and then proceeded to Kovur. On this trip, the Mandali's bus followed Baba's car. The bus, however, ran out of gas and became stranded. All got down and waited to see what those in charge of the transportation could arrange. There was no nearby town, and prospects of coming up with any gas in the immediate future seemed almost non existent.
So, by the way, for those who joined late, we are rereading because we lost the recording for last week. Okay, so if it sounds familiar, well, your memory is good. And Mr. Jayachandran, we actually read two books. So Saturday we are reading the Glimpses of the God Man, and on Sunday we read God Speaks. Okay, so just context.
Yeah, is it the same timing, Saturday, Sunday,
Yeah,
Sunday?
same timing, same
Same.
timing.
Got it.
But we just read two books. We serialize two books in parallel.
Sure.
One is
Okay.
accounts of Baba. We'll pick one of those books, and the other is something which is more learning and discussion oriented. So the Saturday sessions are more speedier. It's just reading and occasional sharing, but the Sunday session is very detailed and slow.
Okay. Thank
All
you.
right. Yeah. Please go ahead, Ashokji.
Yeah, yeah. The Saturday sessions are more like stories.
Yes.
Say, Baba. After only a short wait, the driver of the bus noticed a young man on a bicycle carrying 2 cans of gasoline. There was a conversation with him in Telugu, the local language, and the young man voluntarily offered to share the gas. His only condition was that he be given a ride in the bus to Kovur and his bicycle be carried on top. All wondered why he had been carrying 2 cans of gas on his bicycle to begin with, a most unusual happening. But when Baba wants to help, he makes anything possible. Baba reached Kovur in the afternoon. K. Krishna Rao had made good arrangements for the darshan program. From Kovur, the Mandli were transported in a special launch across the Godavari River. Here, the river is about 2 miles wide, and the ride across was a welcome change from the buses and trains they had been riding on and was enjoyed by all. Baba, however, wished to continue his journey by car and drove on to Rajamundry. On the way, on the way, the car crossed the great dam of the Godavari at Doleshwaram, just as the sun was about to sink below the horizon. Baba gestured for the car to stop, got out, and facing west, dipped his hands and feet into the river. The dipping of the avatar's hand in a river is regarded as a rare and significant event. Earlier, in 1938, when Baba was at Jabalpur, he dipped his hands in the river Narmada at Bedeghat. Baba reached Rajamundry a little later after sunset. Aura and the Halo. On January 23rd, Baba's darshan was arranged. On January 23rd, Baba's darshan was arranged in the Navbharat Gurukul residential school. People from the surrounding area came for this blessed occasion. Here I intend to give an account related to by a Baba lover who had his first glimpse of Baba at Rajamundry. I think this story will represent many similar stories that have a similar result, the heart's awakening to Baba's godhood. Rintala Suryanarayanan Murthy from Srirangapatnam had specially visited Gurukul for Mayor Baba's darshan. He,
So, is there any relationship, Sanjay ji, with this RS Murthy and the RSN Murthy that you mentioned?
Same person, Rentala Suryanarayana Murthy. This is RSN
Oh,
Murthy.
really?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. This is the
Rentala
same person.
Suryanarayan. So that's RSN Murthy.
Yeah, yeah.
Wonderful.
And when I had a house in Meher Nazar Society, Bihar Charles Bungalow,
Hmm.
way back in 1989, I had booked it, and he was very much involved in the discussions and the meetings with BVK Rao. His BVK Rao of Parel Center was his wife's brother, his brother-in-law.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
okay.
So he was there all the time in Arangaon. The Parel Center was originally in Mumbai, Parel area, because B.V. Kera was working here, and then after retirement he moved to Arangaon, but the center was still named and is still named as Parel Center. If you go to Arangaon, you can see a hall which is mentioned Parel Center, and they have bhajans every Thursday.
Okay. So
Yeah.
this is a book about Rentala
RSN Murthy.
Garu.
Yeah, Rentala
written
Garu.
by Janardhan Rao. And
Yes.
is RSN Murthy from Nizamabad?
He started working in Nizamabad, but
Okay,
originally he was from I forget the difficult names, but he
okay,
was not
okay, sure.
originally from Nizamabad. He moved when he took up a job as an LIC agent, and
Okay,
then he was given a posting at Nizamabad, and all the Baba action in Nizamabad is basically out of his artwork.
fantastic. Thank you.
Jai,
Thanks
Jai
for
Baba.
that opportune sharing.
Yeah, Jai Baba.
Yeah, he, I should
He
say.
received, sorry, he uh, received a banana as prasad from Baba. He was overwhelmed with Baba's presence. He felt that God's grace had just touched his heart and he shed tears of joy uncontrollably. He stood at a distance and just stared at Baba. At that moment, he suddenly remembered a conversation he had had with his father some years before. His father was a devout worshipper of spiritual sun, Aditya Hriday. He had told his son he had told his son that if he ever happened to meet a person with a visible radiant halo, he could safely regard that person as the divine incarnation. As Murthy now stared intently at Baba, he clearly saw a bright halo around Baba's face. This convinced him that Meher Baba was a divine personality that his father had indirectly hinted about. In January 1952, his father died. Being a saintly scholar, he had a sizable collection of religious books. 2 weeks after Baba's darshan, Murthy was lifting through the different books in his house at Srirangapatnam, and to his great surprise, he found in one of the books a beautiful picture of Meher Baba taken about 1930, along with some printed pages of his sayings. These were from the monthly Meher Message published between 1929 and 1931. Just a query: uh, is there there's a book called Messages from Meher Baba? Does it refer to the same thing or
No, there might be a different one as well.
okay?
Yeah, this might be. I mean, there were also many booklets, right? And
Yep.
there were so in the past, I mean, all the anything that is published had a ISBN number and had to be registered and all that. There could
Okay.
be cases of booklets not registered and so on. So it could be two different things as well. Mail message being different from the booklet or book you are referring to, which is messages from Mahapa.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
Oh,
see.
okay. That's Rentala Garu. 1 second. I'll stop sharing, then everybody can see the photograph of. Actually, everybody should be able to see it because he's shared. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Can you see that? Rentala Gangaraju Garu. That
Yeah.
is,
We
oh,
can.
that's the father. That's the father of RSN Murthy. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for sharing. I hope everybody got a chance to see that. Yeah. Please.
He also remembered that his father had once made a reference to a great one in Maharashtra who was observing silence. Now you now he knew that although his father did not disclose his name, he had meant Meher Baba. Murthy was deeply moved with this entire episode and felt ecstatic. Ran to his mother to tell her all about it. This little incident was enough to awaken the Murthy family to Baba's love. To, to clarify the effulgence that Murthy and a few other Baba lovers had seen around Baba's face, I wish to quote below some parts of the Meher Baba's discourse entitled Aura and the Halo. Few people knew that an aura and a halo are quite different in respective natures, sorry,
Natures, yeah.
respective natures, despite their close interconnection. No one can possess, no one can ever possess both aura and halo completely developed at one and the same time. An aura is the reflection of the emotions of an individual mind. Just any physical thing possesses its shadow on the physical plane. The halo begins to appear when the aura begins to disappear.
I thought we can just highlight
Reread it.
this.
We can reread this. Yes.
No, 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 it's okay. I just want to highlight it because this is an important distinction. We keep hearing
Yes.
about halo and aura, and maybe we will be tempted to think of it as the same. They are not.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So basically, the halo is larger than the aura. Can we say that?
More important or more spiritually superior. I think that's a better way of putting
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
In the sense that aura is a reflection, which makes sense. So, I mean, I have come across the term aura more when you meet all these uh, readers who look at you and say, "Hey, your aura is good," and all that, right? So, which connects to what Baba is saying. Baba is saying is basically aura is a reflection of your personality, visible to not visible to the naked eye. Whereas halo is something that appears after you have gone through. I mean, when you're in the planes, probably, right? And when you're beyond that as well. Anyway, please read. Then, yeah,
Aura, therefore, is the mental reflection of the aggregate impressions of thoughts and actions gathered by and stored in an individual mind. As long as the impressions are there, an aura is always there, as an envelope of very fine atmosphere comprised of seven colors, which remain more or less prominent according to the nature of each individual's impressions. Wow. The halo begins to develop and the aura begins to disappear only after an individual starts advancing on the path to God realization. When the aura begins to get more and more faint, the halo commences to shine more and more, getting brighter in proportion to the progress of the individual's consciousness on the path. So there is a transformation here.
correct.
Uh, in the seventh plane of reality, the God realized one is once and for all entirely free from each and every impression because the very storehouse of impressions itself, the individual mind, is then annihilated and there remains neither aura nor halo. When one who is God realized is able to return with his God consciousness simultaneously to all the planes of illusion as a perfect master or Sadguru, his halo is the most bright. It is out of the question for anyone other than those who have attained the consciousness of the sixth plane to behold the divine effulgence of the Master's halo. If Due to love for his master, a man happens to see what appears to him as the halo of the master. It is not actually the halo, but a part of his own aura, as is temporarily reflected by the effulgence of the halo of an illumined one or of the perfect master. Can I read this again, Karthik?
Sure.
If, due to love for his master, a man happens to see what appears to him as the halo of the master, it is not actually the halo, but a part of his own aura, as is temporarily reflected by the effulgence of the halo of an illumined one or of a perfect master. The footnote 102.
So the book is In Quest of Truth, pages 292 through 295. So the last paragraph from that book seems to suggest that the it's basically, so how do you understand this? Effulgence of the halo of an illumined one or of a perfect master. So if you see a halo in a person and he, I mean, I didn't completely get what is being conveyed here. Any thoughts? Anybody wants to jump in?
What I understood is that if you can see a halo, that means that the person is on the path between the planes.
That's fine. The last paragraph. So, if due to love for his master, a man happens to see what appears to him as the halo of the master. So, he is referring to the master's halo, and he happens to see it. It is not actually the halo, but a part of his own aura, as is temporarily reflected by the effulgence of the halo of an illumined one or of a perfect master. So is he suggesting that I'm a bit confused here, but it's okay. It's minor.
It's
It's
very
I,
difficult to distinguish
I can find
actually. This is just for clarification he has given for us, whether it is the person that you're looking. You first
Hmm.
of all, you don't know whether he's a real master or not. I mean, it's very
Correct.
difficult for us to know. And whether
Correct.
the what you see around him is his aura or a halo, how would you know?
Hello.
I mean,
Exactly. Exactly.
it is saying that you might sometimes see your own aura reflecting into the person that you are bowing down or paying obeisance. Is that
Hmm.
that may reflect as a halo to you, as
Correct.
a
Mistakenly.
because you yourself are so engrossed in that uh, love for the master.
Hmm.
So I mean,
Hmm.
it's
Jai
just
Baba,
listen.
sorry.
Technically, you can know, but it's very difficult to experience. We may sometimes meet people who have a very different, and then we may recall this message that we have read. Oh, yes, aura hai and all that. Aura of this person is
Yes.
very good. Whenever I see him, I feel happy or whatever. So that's it. I mean, beyond that is very difficult. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba
Jai
Karthik.
Baba.
Sunilji.
It's like a
I-
experience, and also probably the person is getting merged into with the master. I mean, that's what I could infer. It's an experience where you are seeing yourself getting merged with uh, the divine master. It's a rare experience, but
True. But it's
Okay.
important to note
It is
what
to be
Sanjay ji
experienced.
said. Don't
Yeah.
get carried away by that. It's I mean it's important to note that we cannot see aura and halo so easily. It's not for everybody. And when you see there is multiple layers of it or multiple ways of
Yeah,
interpreting
yeah.
it.
You cannot show it
Yeah,
is the aura of the person or a halo of the person.
exactly. Exactly.
So it is very individualistic and subjective, and may Baba guide us to know it for real. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Yeah.
It could
Sunil
be
ji,
like
you had
colors
a
of the.
question.
It could be like the
Sorry.
colors.
Yeah, let everybody finish. I'll start the distraction at that time.
Oh, sorry.
Once we have all concluded, then we will give a question.
The gun
I'll
is
give this
loaded, but yeah, he's going to fire later.
distraction. Distraction. So
It'll be
what is a halo in today's context? What is aura? What do we interpret from? Let's forget for a moment what Facebook is saying or what Baba is saying or anybody. To us individually, did you ever see light around a person or a halo or aura?
No. As for me, I have never seen anybody's aura. It's not
Mhm.
possible. I believe that it's not possible for the
The
naked
way
eye.
it's described, it looks like a physical phenomenon, light, right?
So, yes. So if you go back to all art, right? All art, including Christian art, halo
Mm-hmm.
is something always used for a divine persona, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's I think visible to the naked eye in some cases. Uh, and if you read this message also, that's the suggestion, right?
Yeah,
Baba,
that's why I'm questioning that
correct.
suggestion.
So,
So
but I don't think it's that common to be able to see it.
yeah, so I just what's going on in my mind, I can open that up as well. Maybe 500 years ago, 1,000 years ago, depicting a knowledgeable person was not easy in a picturized way. Somebody created light, aura, halo around it and said, this is Sadhguru, uh, Guru Gobind Singh Ji or Guru Nanak or something. Because how do you distinguish Guru Nanak's picture from other people's picture? He's the enlightened one in a metaphor, and you create some light around it. Then everybody says, oh, maine dekha, maine dekha, maine dekha. And I don't think physically it has any significance. Did Baba have a halo? Did anybody see halo around Baba?
Yeah, yeah.
Some did,
So
some
actually,
did see. Many saw.
yeah,
They
yeah,
saw.
yeah. So
Yeah, yeah.
even this,
Mhm.
I think you
So
joined a few minutes late. Even
Okay,
seeing,
sorry. Yeah.
this message started with that. This message
Oh, is it?
started with
seeing
yes.
Hello Baba was in relation to the preparedness of the seeker. So it's
Okay.
not something which is visible to each and every one. So it
All
is
right.
seen only by the person who has his divine blessing to see that hello. Probably I can put it like that. Or
Okay.
prepared.
So,
So
Are you prepared to that level to see that? It's like that.
hmm.
so
Yeah.
let
So,
me confuse you further. So
okay.
there's a lot of there's a lot of stuff in the spiritual world about auras.
Yes.
So there is actually aura scanners that have been created. Have you
Mm-hmm.
heard of the term Kirlian photography? I'll show you that as well.
No.
That also, yeah, there it is.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a technique of so it again shows you stuff around your head and so on. So I mean, in the metaphysical realm, there's possibility of seeing stuff which is not visible to the naked eye,
Yes.
and the
Okay.
fact that Baba has explained this so clearly, which means that
Mm-hmm.
it is visible to few. That's the way I would summarize. So the
Okay.
aura and halo both would be visible not to all, but to
Mm-hmm.
few. And it is a phenomenon that's not just for representational purposes, like you said. It's more
Mm-hmm.
than that.
It's more
I
than that.
agree with you that representational purposes could have is more common and is a easier way from a art standpoint. But I would
Mm-hmm.
believe that it's also got some sense of I mean it's a true phenomenon, and I will tell you
Okay.
why I feel that.
But what is aura? What is
So if
aura
you
then?
so
So
you see here, 1 second, let me just give you the reference because Sunil was not there. So look at this. He also remembered that his father had once made a reference to a great one who was observing silence. Da, 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 da. Okay, so yeah, his father was a devout worshipper of the spiritual sun. He had told his son that if he ever happened to meet a person with a visible radiant halo, okay, and he sees a halo around Baba and recognizes him to be the avatar. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
After that account, Bal Natu picks up a reference from a particular book, which is called Quest. Yeah, In Quest of Truth, pages 292 to 295. And
Mm-hmm.
that account contrasts two things. First is aura, second is halo. So just giving the full context. Ashish, over to you now.
So what's the difference between hollow and aura? Hollow is like
Yeah,
I
again, you were
don't
late.
know. I
You
think
were late.
I think we are getting into the Shabd Jal, you know.
Yes, yes. So
So
I'll
there is
quickly
so
summarize and we move on.
it is very very personal. So definition has been given. It is for individuals to meditate upon and think about it. I think
Yes,
we should not get lost.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
We are
miss the
getting it.
kernel in the shaft around the kernel. Like that.
yes.
We are
Jai
busy with
Baba.
the
Absolutely agree.
yeah.
Jai Baba, if I can add for Ashish and Sunilji and others, so aura and halo are said to be mutually exclusive. It's,
Yes.
aura is more on the physical plane or presence or physical side, and halo is of you know of divine spiritual importance, is what I could understand. So they are both different. Is one easy way of, or they are mutually exclusive. If you have aura, then you don't have a halo. If you have a halo, you don't have aura.
पर
but
Yes.
मालूम
is it
कैसा
only one
पड़ेगा ये
person?
औरा है कि हेलो है अशोक जी ये यही मैं बोल रहा हूँ लेट अस नॉट डिस्कस दिस
Yeah,
कैसे
let's
मालूम
not.
पड़ेगा whether it is aura or hello and hello कैसा दिखता है aura कैसा दिखता है we don't know it is just what we are reading we don't know when we get to see it we'll not be able to know what it is actually
Yeah.
You
it
have to.
is
So,
just a definition which is given but
hmm,
for us at least for me definitely I can say how will I distinguish so it's not possible
yes. So,
my
uh,
take is like that actually
yeah,
we
You got to experience it. You got to
yeah
experience it.
yeah Jai Baba.
Jai
it's
Baba.
only for those who experience it. And Baba, for that matter, was many things to many people. To experiences, like Baba got varied experiences of people breaking in. To Sikhs, he used to look like Guru Nanak. To my grandfather, he looked like
Yes.
Devi. He would project himself the way you want to worship a god and then tell them, this is me, whatever you've been doing. And this happened to
Mm,
many, many people. He doesn't
yeah.
need to have a round light around him to depict that he's God. But if somebody
Yes.
thinks round light around him,
He presented like that. Yeah, he was visible
So,
like that.
do
Agreed. I
many
think
people do many people declare it about like about themselves? They saw this kind of stuff on the Baba's head around, or means I'm hearing I'm reading it this first time actually. So are there many people like that, or he's
Many
just
many
one
people have seen
person?
this. Many
Many
people have
people.
seen this.
Okay.
People
Mhm.
saw
Okay.
Rama in him actually. Suddenly, you first time you see, and then you see is Lord Rama. So those kind
Krishna,
of
Rama.
experience a lot of people had. But
Yes.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
And
Jai Baba.
of course, the radiance, you can't miss it, right? You see some of the videos, the radiance and the presence that Baba has, even in a video, is just magical, right?
yeah,
It's
yes,
just, yeah. So I
yeah,
think, anyway,
uh,
I agree with Sanjay ji. Let's not
yeah,
split hairs anymore.
yes,
Please
yes. And
research aura and halo
we
by us.
can Forex is when we are ready, we'll see.
Yes.
So, Jai
if
Baba.
you start believing Baba with Halo is the
And
Baba,
Baba
then
will
you will
tell
see
us
it
whether
for
it is.
sure.
And if you see
Yes.
around Baba, it will be hello.
I'll
Or
accept Baba without a Halo.
yeah, that's what I'm
Yes.
saying. So uh, let's not dwell upon this and try
Yeah.
to learn hello and aura rather than going to the real
Offline,
thing.
Exactly.
offline.
So Jai Baba.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
Jai Baba.
let's
Jai
come
Baba.
back on. Let's come
I
back to
think
our.
Let's
let's
Sorry,
get
rotate the
back to
guys.
reading.
reading. Yeah.
I, I may jump out.
Let's
I was
rotate the reading as well.
traveling and
Yeah, yeah,
so,
okay.
okay,
Thank
sorry.
you.
Yeah,
Thank you, Karthik.
Jai Baba. Jai Baba.
yeah. So thank you, Ashok ji. Anybody else wants to read now?
I will try for
I
some
can.
time.
Yeah, please go ahead, Mamaji, and then maybe Ashish.
During this morning darshan at Rajahmundry, Baba Baba's start message to the public was: to know God, you have to be 100% honest. Hypocrisy drives God away. God alone is worth living for and dying for. P. Bhaskar Raju, who had accompanied the Baba party up to Rajamundry, had to leave for his honeymoon to resume
For his hometown.
hometown to resume his job in school. When he was about
Hometown.
to
Correct it, Mamaji. Hometown it is.
Yeah, he correct.
Yeah, Baba.
it was time for him to go, Baba gestured, I know you love me. Now spread my name and let people of Andhra love me. This casual remark from Baba later helped him to accomplish his work through the performances of ballad stories, Burrakatha, which presented Avatar Meher Baba's life and disseminated his message of love to thousands of people in Andhra Pradesh. Baba, with his Mandali, left Rajamundry for Eluru by an afternoon train. Baba was in a happy and humorous mood. He teased some of his people and very playfully distributed prasads to those who were with him in his special carriage. As the train stopped at different stations, Baba was also pleased to give darshan to the crowds assembled on the railway platform. Move up, I think. Games of marble. Stage needs to be moved up.
Yeah, I have. Can somebody any others confirm that it's moved up, or let's stop sharing and share again?
The last line is the
I think
railway station. Yeah.
Okay, let me share again. Maybe it's frozen because I moved it up.
Ah,
Now,
game of
please.
marble. By nightfall, the train reached Eluru. As Baba got down from his carriage, he was profusely garlanded by the members of the reception committee. He was then driven straight to Katta Subbarao's garden that included a small, nice cottage carefully arranged for Baba's use. In the premises of the garden, large pandals had been erected for lodging those who had accompanied Baba. Y. Rangarao, secretary of the Elur Meher Mandali, was the chief organizer of the program during Baba's stay in Eluru. Baba's food was served to him. The first thing he did when he took his seat was to pick out some pieces of red chilies from the pot of dal. Their presence were contrary to the instructions given earlier to by Rangarao about Baba's food. So Baba sent for Rangarao, who deeply apologized for the mistake. Baba forgave him and moved up.
I think there's some problem with my connection today. Baba forgave him, but I've already moved up.
Forgave him, but after his departure, he ate practically nothing that night. On the morning of January 24, I reached Eluru. What a joy it was for me to join those who were already with Baba, the source of bliss. In fact, I had wanted to come earlier, but as I had already taken 2 weeks leave in November to be at Mehrabad, I had hesitated to apply for more. However, with Baba's grace, the principal of my institution allowed me to take another week off from school. After some loving embraces and delicious breakfast, I reached I rushed to Baba's cottage for his darshan. Most of the people accompanying Baba were already there, and Baba was having an informal chat with some of his lovers. Then he brought to the then he brought to the notice of all that as the member of Baba's lovers coming from outstations and considerably increased, none of us should complain or grumble about any sort of inconvenience. Baba then came out and walked to the other end of the garden as if inspecting the lodging and dining arrangement. He expressed his satisfaction with the details that had been taken care by his lovers of Eluru. During this stroll, he sat under a tree and Gadekar performed Baba's Aarti. On his return, he stopped at the yawning erected in front of his room and washed the feet of 7 poor people and offered 51 rupees to each. The next program of the morning had to be cancelled for want of adequate transport for the whole group. So instead, Baba wanted to have some light entertainment. A lot of people had by now gathered in the ground, in the compound. Perhaps they were eager to hear some words of profound advice from the avatar, but he most unexpectedly wanted to play marbles. The game started, and there were many people standing around watching. The Indian way of playing marbles is to press a finger against the marble, aim at another marble, and then shoot at it. If one misses the target, then the next one gets a chance. When it was my turn, instead of putting my thumb next to the marble, I pushed it a little ahead to get closer to the target. At that time, Baba, who was far, standing quite far away, noticed this infarction and immediately gestured for me to move my thumb back. I corrected my mistake, but felt very sorry and became nervous too. Needless to say, I miserably missed the mark. However, this
Okay.
casual incident sometimes comes back to
Okay,
me.
I'm sorry. I'll just show you this. There's a photograph of Baba actually playing marbles. He's surrounded. This is not in Andhra. This is not in Andhra, but he has done this multiple times. So anyway, let's go back to the reading. However,
Ah, only Baba is visible. Okay.
now,
However, this casual incident sometimes comes back to me and it vividly reminds me that nothing is hidden from the all-knowing eyes of the avatar. Sometimes his gaze would fall on one and with a pool of compassion, another time with a flame of admonition, all because of his unbounded love. When it was Baba's turn, he hit 7 shots in succession, and that ended the game. When everyone was seated under the awning, Baba remarked, after many years I have played marbles. In fact, since eternity I have been playing marbles with the universe and have never missed the mark. I am the smallest of the small and greatest of the great simultaneously. He also added, one whose heart is totally pure will know that I am in everyone. I have been repeatedly saying that we must be honest. The least hypocrisy drives away the infinite, that is Baba. My blessings for honesty in loving God. My blessings for honesty uh, in loving God. By this time, quite a crowd had gathered at the closed gates of the garden, clamoring for Baba's darshan. He went to the gate and blessed all those that were there. They were also told about the mass darshan program which had been arranged for that afternoon. Baba never ignored longing. At the invitation of Y. Rangarao, some families from far off places like Karakpur, Tatanagar, Santragatti, Bilaspur, and Calcutta had visited Eluru specially for Baba's darshan. They felt very happy in the morning at the opportunity of being in Baba's presence. However, during the crowded programs, none of them had a chance to garland Baba or to be introduced to him. At 11 a.m., Baba went inside his room and ordered that all, including even the host, should leave the garden. The families that had traveled overnight to meet Avatar in person felt greatly disheartened. Some of them had spent hours in the early morning weaving garlands for Baba. The question was, should they take these back or leave them there? They thought that their love and devotion had not been responded to by their master. At last, they decided to offer their garland to the big portraits of Baba's master, Sai Baba, Upasli Maharaj, and Baba Jan, which were displayed on the veranda of the cottage. One by one, all left the garden except A.V. Rangarao,
A.V.
A.V.
Ragavalu.
Ragavalu from Calcutta, who waited behind a mango tree. Eric, who had come on the veranda for some work, noticed a person standing by a tree and silently gestured for him to leave. Raghavulu, however, beckoned for Erich to come to him. Erich went over and asked him what the matter was. Raghavulu briefly related to him how some families had journeyed hundreds of miles with sole purpose of meeting Baba and that they felt deeply disappointed. Erich agreed to convey their intention to Baba and also asked him to gather his group near the gate in case Baba was pleased to call them. Raghavulu enthusiastically rushed outside. When Erich conveyed the group's request to Baba, he not only complied with it, but in response to their call of love, also left his room and came out on the veranda to receive them. He sent Kumar to call them in. As these men, women, and children walked quickly to Baba's cottage, they had nothing in their hand, only Baba's love in their hearts. As they approached Baba, the thought of garlanding him again occurred to them. They looked at each other and then decided to collect the garlands which they had offered to Baba's master. Baba, with a smile, allowed them to place these around his neck, accepting this as a gesture of their love. Then Baba went into his room where each one was introduced to him. Everyone had his divine embrace. He also gave a personal message to each to love him. At the end, Baba, with a beaming smile, picked up a bunch of banana and gave it to one of them as prasad to be shared with the whole group. Hearts filled with ecstasy and eyes filled with tears of joy, they left the room. The apparent delay in meeting these families was a preparation for the mature comment when they would be able to
Mature
receive
moment.
more of his love. This silent call of honesty, longing is never ignored but warmly responded to by Baba, who is love itself.
Hey, we can again maybe rotate the reading. Thank you, Mamaji, for reading. And looks like you either got a plate or you have something wrong with your throat. If it's, please
Something
get
with
well
the
soon.
with the throat. Yesterday's
Yes.
visit to my throat. Okay.
Okay, take care. Take care. I hope you recover soon. We can rotate the reading again. Ashish ji, you want to read?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, please go ahead. 1 second,
Yeah.
I'll show you. I'll show this photograph of. This is a colorized version from. By the way, this is from Lord Meher. Uh, I'll just show the colorized version of that. So this is the colorized version, much clearer. But Baba is actually playing marbles, and the marbles are clearer in this photograph, right? This looks like Maharashtra, right? So from the look of the, I mean, from the dresses or north, it could be Hamidpur, it could be anywhere. Okay, God as Ananda.
Not okay, now it's right. God as Ananda. Darshan for the public was arranged at the C.R. Reddy College grounds. Under a large colorful awning, there was a nicely decorated raised platform for Baba and Mandali. Posters reading, Welcome to Avatar Meher Baba, were tied to the poles. Before 3 p.m., thousands of people had assembled. Some of them were holding garlands or bananas in their hands as their offering of love and reverence for their beloved Avatar. The two gangways, one for the men and one for the women, were already filled with devotees. Baba arrived at the appointed time, supporting himself on the forearm of one of his disciples. He made his way to his seat. By raising one of his hands, he accepted the thundering ovation from the crowd. Looking with great compassion at the mass of people, he made a gesture for them to sit down. Baba himself very respectfully bowed down to all, took his seat, and conveyed the following. I feel very happy to be among you all. Consider me to be one of you. I am the poorest of poor and the richest of rich. Every one of you has within you the source of infinite power, knowledge, bliss, and peace. And if you, in spite of the infinite power within you, you feel helpless, and if in spite of the infinite bliss within, you feel miserable, it is because of ignorance. The only way to remove this ignorance is to love God. If you love God sincerely, honestly, and intensely, you will find Him within you. I give you my blessings for this love. On behalf of the Eluru Bar Association, a welcome address was presented to Baba. Then one of Mayor Baba's messages, especially prepared for the fairy-free life with the caption, God as bliss, was read over the microphone. A part is given below. The endless and fathomless ocean of bliss is within everyone. There is no individual who is entirely cut off from God as the ocean of bliss. Every type of pleasure which he ever was ultimately a partial and illusory reflection of God as Ananda. But pleasure which is sought and experienced is ignorance ultimately binds the soul to an endless continuation of the false life of the ego and leaves the soul exposed to the many sufferings of the ego life. The pleasures of the illusory world are comparable to the many rivers of mirage that apparently pour themselves into the ocean. Divine bliss is ever fresh, everlasting, continuous, and is endlessly experienced as self sustained and infinite joy of God. Be united with your real beloved, who is God, as Ananda or bliss. After the reading in Telugu of Baba's message, people were allowed to have his darshan without touching his feet. As they passed by him in line, he gave each one prasad, men, women, and children. Baba gave darshan at Eluru successively for 3 days, but the program on the 24th of January was perhaps the largest. Avatar and the five Sadgurus. On January 25th at 7 in the morning, all of us gathered in the Baba's cottage. Baba told us that he had had no sleep the night before. However, he showed great interest and concern about our sleep. Some said that they had slept like logs, and this pleased Baba. He also teased some of the Mandali about their loud snoring. In the course of his informal talk, Baba expressed his intention of visiting some poor people's huts. He also clarified, I do not wish to visit them to put on show of service. I am in all. I am the goal of all. I am the poor, and I also love the poor. One of us remarked that some people of Andhra were madly in love with Baba. Hearing this, Baba with smile referred to a line in Urdu from Jigar's ghazal meaning, now just the mention of word love is enough to frighten me. Reference number 103. अब तो नाम इश्क से ही सकता घबराता है दिल. अब तो नाम इश्क से ही सख्त घबराता है दिल.
अब तो नाम इश्क से ही सख्त घबराता है दिल.
Wow, Karthik, wow.
rare, because last time you read it. Otherwise, I mess it up.
Jigar was one of Baba's favorite poet. Baba added, Jigar was not a realized soul. However, through the gift of poetic imagination, he sometimes conveyed the best of spiritual thoughts in his ghazals. About the spiritual truths explained in the works of Hafiz, Baba remarked, Hafiz was not only a matchless poet, but he was also God-realized person. With reference to the remark mentioned above, Baba continued, as for me, love cannot give me a fright because I am love, the Lord of love. It, with a twinkle in his eyes, he gestured, however, there may come a time when beloved is afraid of his lovers. Baba changed the topic by putting a general question to all who were crowded into the room. First, he stated, I am the avatar, and then gestured, but I want you to tell me. Now, do you know that I am the avatar? Gaya Prasad recited from
The question
Chaupes.
Baba asks is, I'll just reread that. How do you know that I am the avatar? He's asking. Baba's asking.
Yes,
Just
yes,
reread
but I want
that.
to tell. I
Yeah.
want to tell. I want you to tell me. How do you know that I am the avatar?
Yeah.
Gaya Prasad recited some chaupes in bracket verses
Chaupai.
from the
Chaupais.
Chaupais.
Chaupais are 4-line
Verses.
couplets, 4-line meter. Char pai. So
Yeah,
chaupai. And there is a
Chaupai.
footnote. Yeah.
Tulsidas,
Tulsi.
1532-1623 AD, was a great saint and lover of Rama. His great work, Ramacharita Tulsi Ramayana, is widely and daily read with great devotion in thousands of homes, villages, and towns in North America. No, sorry, North India. Yeah, he said that the profound meaning conveyed through these verses in praise of Ram is made flesh in Baba's life. And this convinced me that Meher Baba is the same one as Rama, the avatar. He concluded, Baba remarked, but it is also said that quite a lot of people in this yug, in bracket age, will declare themselves as the avatar. So, how do you know that I am the real one and not a fake? At this point, some interjected that none had declared himself to be the avatar as candidly and authoritatively as had Baba, and added, this is one of the reasons why we take you as the avatar. Baba gestured, how do you ascertain that? All I say is from my personal experience of being the ancient one. Can anyone not imitate the ways and words of the earlier avatars by studying their lives. One of Baba's devotee related some of his incredible experiences. He used the word miraculous and commented, "This definitely testify to your being the avatar." Baba replied, deep faith and love for God can also give such experiences. Hearing this, Pukar tried to present his view from a different angle. He said, "Baba, I accepted you as a Sadguru, but it was difficult for me to accept you as the avatar. After a lot of confusion, I put a question to myself, do I really take Baba as my Sadguru?" And the immediately reply was yes. And I thought that is the honest response offered me a clue to my problem. For I again said to myself, Sadguru is infinite knowledge, and if one who has infinite knowledge assert himself to be the avatar, it must be so. And that was that. Baba seemed to enjoy the free conversation that was going on. He
If I
concluded,
can, if
whatever.
I can pause you, if I can pause you here. So this is a very interesting mathematical equation Pukar has offered. So, firstly, you have to understand Sadguru, right? So, if you accept Baba as Sadguru, then every statement coming from him is gospel truth because he is infinite knowledge. So, if Sadguru says X, X is true. That's all Pukar is saying. So, I mean, it's so beautiful. I just loved it. So, I wanted to point it out. So,
Yeah. Baba seemed to enjoy the free conversation that was going on. He concluded, whatever
And
you all may say,
can I have
yes,
and
please.
when we accept that Sadguru is all truth, uh, all knowledge and bliss, and if he by chance says that I am the avatar, you cannot deny that. You are not.
Yeah,
You cannot be judgmental. So a
correct.
true Sadguru who is not an avatar will never say I am an avatar because he cannot
Exactly.
tell the untruth. So that is the purport given there. So if a real
Yes,
Sadguru says I am the avatar, it is the avatar speaking.
absolutely. That's what it's a very beautiful example. It looks very small or simple, but it's very profound what Pukar has just said. And Pukar has explained as his way of accepting Baba as the avatar.
Baba seemed, I will read it again. Baba seemed to
Please,
enjoy
please.
the free conversation that was going on. He concluded, whatever you all may say, I don't feel that you really know of my being the avatar. To know me as I am, you have to become what I am. As for myself, I know I am the avatar. In 1921, during my last stay of 6 months at Sapuri with Maharaj, one day when only two of us were in hut, Maharaj folded his hands to me and said, Mirwan, you are the avatar. Baba continued, although the avatar and God are one, I want you to love me and obey me. Hafiz says, only hold on to his, in bracket, perfect master's daman, only hold on to his daman and leave everything else. To make this point clearer, Baba continued, let us take an example of moving railway train, which has an engine with some carriages attached to it. Suppose that in one carriage there is gold, in another silver, in the rest different things, including junk. But as long as a carriage maintains its connection with the engine, it will reach the destination, irrespective of what it contains. So while loving me, don't bother about thoughts, good or bad, best or worst, for they are the products of illusory mind. The only thing that matters is to hold on to my Dharma. Yeah. It is beyond doubt that whenever the avatar assumes a human form, he is the same ancient one. His Avtaran, 105 reference number. Avtaran, Sanskrit literature, coming down, descent. His avtaran among the world is due to five Sadgurus. They sustain him. Sai Baba, Upasni Maharaj, Hazrat Babajan, Tajuddin Baba, and Narayan Maharaj are my five Sadgurus. Sai Baba was of my very rare type, even among the Sadgurus. Maharaj was perfection, personified. Babajan was Shahinshah, the emperor among the Sadgurus. Sai Baba made me assert this time what I am. Babajan made me feel what I am. Upasni Maharaj made me know what I am. What I am, I am. There were big portraits of these three masters of the veranda. Baba gestured, today I will bow down to these three perfect masters. He got up and very reverentially paid his homage to each. Indeed, these were the most precious and wonderful moments for those who were present. Baba returned to his seat and gestured to all to sit down. He quoted a line from Hafiz. Firaku wast che khahi raza e dust. I will read it again. Firaku wast, Firaku wast che khahi reza e dust.
Fiak Ovast.
Oh, Fiyaku wast che kahi raza e dust. Means, oh Hafiz, separation and union are none of your business. Seek only to resign yourself to the will of the beloved. Baba added, even God is pleased with those who obey me implicitly. To obey me regarding me as the avatar is one thing, but those who obey me without any expectation in entirely another thing. It is much greater than the former, and those who obey me implicitly and wholeheartedly deserve my praise. During the above discussion and the crowning event of Baba's bowing down to his masters, I was sitting or standing quietly, witnessing the whole scene. To treasure such opportunities of being with the avatar, I was noting down a word here or a phrase there from the different languages in which the conversation was going on. From what Baba conveyed that morning, I gathered that to accept Meher Baba as the avatar in his gift to his lovers and to know him as the avatar is his final gift of grace. No one's acceptance of Meher
So
Baba as the
once,
avatar, so one's acceptance of Meher Baba as the avatar is beyond all explanations, words, and concepts. Either you accept or you don't. And once holding onto his daman, one pointedly is that link that ensures one's safe journey with him and to him the way and the goal. Uh, okay. Laugh, laugh at illusion, weep for God. It was about 9 o'clock when Baba came out on the veranda of his room. By this time, a number of visitors, in bracket, darshanates, if one may call them that, had gathered near the gate of the garden. Baba took his seat on a chair and asked the organizers to open the gates of garden. With a sign of welcome, people rushed inside to get a seat under the awning closer to Baba's person. The eyes of all were fixed on Baba. On such occasions, when meeting people, Baba generally looked more radiant. Songs in Hindi and Telugu were sung in praise of Baba. A reading of Meher Chalisa by Keshav Nigam and singing by Bhaskar Raju of Namo Meher Baba surcharged the atmosphere with Baba's love. At the close of the bhajans and the poem reading, Baba was pleased to convey mostly through gestures the following discourse of on love for God. God is to be loved and not studied. God is to be loved and not argued about. God is beyond intellect. Intellect cannot reach him or know him. At the most, intellect may direct one to the threshold of God, the beloved. But the heart, with its pure love, leads one directly to the beloved God. Anyone, in spite of his being most poor and illiterate, can find God within his own heart through love. Love demands no riches, no learning, no ceremonies. Love God as the real beloved. The poorest or the most illiterate person has an equal right and an equal chance as that of the richest or most intelligent person to know God through love. God can be loved in everyday life. If you attain to each daily activity within a spirit of detachment, leaving the results entirely to God, you are really loving Him. God can be loved and God can be seen. Anyone can love God, anyone can see Him. I am in all, I give my love to all. After this discourse, Baba washed the feet of one poor and illiterate person. This was a symbolic gesture of the avatar assuring the poor and illiterate of his blessings. Poverty and illiteracy cannot rob anyone of the treasure of love. After lunch, at about 2 o'clock, he gathered near Baba's room, and buses and cars were ready to take us to the darshan grounds. Baba also came out and sat with us. He looked resplendent among the informal inquiries. In reply to someone's question, Baba gestured, laugh at illusion, and inwardly weep for God. When you are longing to see him because intense, in bracket unlimited, he lets you see him, and latter divine grace lets you become one with him. At Baba's signal,
I just marked this very nice line. In fact, you can read it again,
yeah, let's read it again.
which is the heading of the section as well.
Yeah, laugh at illusion and inwardly weep for God. When your longing to see him becomes intense, in bracket unlimited, he lets you see him, and latter divine grace lets you become one with him. At Baba's signal, we hurried to the buses and we soon reached the place where darshan had been arranged. The crowd scene was the same as the day before, smiling faces, expectant eyes, hands holding garlands or fruit. Baba bowed down to the masses and his message in English or religion and politics was read out along with translation in Telugu. Darshan began and each one received prasad from the blessed hand of the avatar. The lines of men and women waiting to come to Baba seemed unending. People were moving quickly, but as the avatar's eyes are not veiled by time, Baba saw everyone as a whole, and his contact with each one was unique and complete. At about sunset, Baba made a signal to the Mandali that he would soon leave for his residence, and he did. Though tried, though tired, he looked both joyous and sad, and divine compassion lit his face.
Okay, maybe we can stop reading and pick up on the next chapter next Saturday. Um, I will probably stop recording. People are free to discuss. There's four, right? Yeah. So Ravi Garu, you were late.
Yes, sir. Chappan, sir.
Late ni మీరు మీరు late ఈ పొద్దు.
Yeah, I was traveling, so I came late to Chicago. So
Okay, okay.
yeah.
So anyway, we'll work. Thanks for your help and response on that. Uh, the four journeys. We'll discuss more on that tomorrow. Thanks to
No
Mama G
problem.
as
It's
well.
just a pleasure.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, yes. So we'll discuss more on that tomorrow, and
Yeah.
we'll see. So, by the way, Again, I'll tell you tomorrow, but I'll show you now. So we are so lost in trying to do something sometimes that we forget that Baba has put it right in front of our eyes. So what we were trying to achieve was already in one of the charts. Exactly that. See
Yeah,
this?
this is the one.
This is exactly what we were trying to do. Of course, our perspective may be different. Babaji, I don't know whether you saw this. Have you
Yeah,
noticed
yeah.
this chart,
Oh,
Babaji?
yeah. Oh, number of.
Exactly the same, right? But it's
Mm,
a different perspective. So thankfully, before my last version, I saw this and made sure that we were aligned. Anyway, more on this maybe when we discuss tomorrow. But
mm.
this is a masterpiece, no doubt about it. I just
No
love it.
doubt about it.
Yeah, I just love it. And there's so much to uh, imbibe and learn from this. So one of the thoughts that I have is maybe having these Sufi, Vedantic, and English together is also a little bit of the confusion, right? So maybe having
Mm,
three versions of it also could help, right? So just first get the English versions out
yeah.
separately so that it helps us, and leave key terms like must and you know more frequently used terms, you leave them, but the other terms we can uh, you
Keep
know
them. Yeah.
keep. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
we are not
anyway,
used to these Sufi words.
correct.
Baba likes them, so they don't really help us, to be honest with you. We have English words and Vedantic words we are familiar.
Yes. That's true, but then I think that is a very big purpose in using those terms, because Baba obviously is doing something with Sufism in a big way. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think the Advaita Sufism comparison is almost converging perfectly. There is
Mm,
everything that's referred in Advaita is here, so that's the
yeah.
reason why
Yeah.
Baba uses. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm,
Anyway,
absolutely.
that's about it from uh, Bangalore this morning. I will stop recording.
I just wanted to add that